Hello, my name is Anne and I'm a teaching artist with the Houston Center for Photography. I usually teach our Levy Park photography workshops. However, in an effort to practice social distancing, we are moving our upcoming workshops to an online format. So I would like to welcome you to our first online Levy Park workshop. And today we are going to introduce a photography transfer technique that can be applied to alternative and mixed media approaches to photography. And this is how your end product will look. So now I'm going to cover what you are going to need in order to do this activity. You need a print of one of your photographs. This print cannot be an inkjet print. It has to be a Xerox copy or a laser print. And preferably you should pick a photograph with a high contrast. You see, this one on my computer looked like a high contrast, but there is a lot of gray tone, so it doesn't really work that well. However, this one really has a high contrast of black and white. The transfer will work really well, and then you can play with it further, and I'll show you how. The next thing you will need is a porous paper on which you are going to transfer your photograph. This is a nice rag paper that we got at Texas Art Supply. Watercolor paper also works really well. You are going to need painter's tape in order to fix your photograph face down to your transfer paper. And you are going to need also a blender's pen that you can buy in the ink section of your art supply shop. They usually come in a box like this. Then you're going to need a bone folder or a spoon in order to apply your transfer to the watercolor paper. I personally prefer the spoon because it has a round shape and it's very easy to apply pressure without damaging the paper. So I'm going to take my image, I'm going to place it face down, and I've got my painter's tape to secure my image to the watercolor paper. There we are. I'm taking my blender pen and I'm going to apply it in small sections because it tends to evaporize very quickly. So there I'm applying to a small section of my image. And then I'm rubbing it in. You need to apply pressure and you don't need to rub in for too long. And I'm going to keep working like this through my image in small sections. see our result. Here is the transfer. And you can see I've missed some sections here and there, but I kind of like it that way, and I'm going to work with this. Okay, now I want to prepare my photograph to further work with it. So I really like that white space here. So I'm going to cut a large frame around it. And I'm going to show you two different techniques. We can either do decal edge, or we can do a torn edge. So I'll show you the two techniques. So I have some water and a flat brush and a metal ruler. So here I have about 2 inches, so I'm going to set about 2 inches on that side as well. And that's going to be the decal edge. So I need to really soak my paper with water all along the edge of the ruler. And then I'm going to need to make sure it's really soaked. And then you do not tear the paper upward, but you tear it sideways. The other way is going to be different, just the torn way. And there, try my brush. You can just create a dent in the paper like this with the back of your brush. There's no need to buy something new. And this time you really tear it up. You don't go sideways. And now I'm ready for my next step. Yeah. So now we're going to look at different mixed media applications that we can do with this image that is a transfer. Personally, for the ones who know me, I like simple things, so I really like the simplicity of this transfer, the fact that it's missing some areas. So I like the rough edges to it and the big white frame. I would personally just, with a very nice ink pen, add some inspirational quotes or some of my own writing or some poems and just leave it like that. However, I'm going to present you some different options that are more fun to play with. You can either work with a set of regular pencils or watercolor pencils, and you can also work with some watercolors. I'm not going to go into collages here, but you could also work with collage that include magazines, textiles, um, colored paper, anything you want. So for example, right now, let's say I'm going to work with my first layer. I'm going to add a wash with my watercolor paint. I'm kind of a purple person, so I'll go with the purple. And I might just want to try to add a wash. And what's really nice right now is that all the transfer that is black here, the wash is not going on top. So I just want to have a wash. I'm just trying things here. So now that I've done my background wash, I can add maybe some more details with some pencils. So this is our end product, and this was a very quick introduction to Xerox transfer, but it has really endless possibilities. Here we've done it today on a porous paper, which was a very nice rag paper. However, you can try to do it on fabric, and something that's really nice, you can do it also on untreated wood. Then you can, as we said, layer with pencils, watercolor. You could use also acrylic paint. You can use anything you want, and really you can just let your imagination go. I think it's a very nice process to try from your home. Thank you for watching, and please stay in touch with the Houston Center for Photography and the Levy Park website to know the format of our upcoming session. And as usual, I would love to see your work, so please do not forget to share your work on social media using the Houston Center for Photography and Levy Park hashtags. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Houston Center for Photography exists for and because of our community. If you enjoyed this program, please consider making a gift to our annual fund at www.hcponline.org/give. We are especially grateful for your vital support during this unprecedented time. Thank you.